Well, back at it just a day later. I did find my original spark plug wires in my Ferrari bin, so I'm going to take those out real quick, see what kind of condition they're in, and if it's reasonable, I'm going to put that set back in the right-hand bank side and take a look at the plugs too, just to see how they look. I mainly just want to narrow it down to see if it's plugs, wires, or both. So I'm more than happy buying another set of Kingsborn wires. They've been really good to me, and obviously it was user error on my part ruining them. So let's get to it. I'll get that cover pulled back off, get the plugs out of the passenger bank, and get the original wire set out to see how those look. Well, after turning 2 of those bolts into Torx T27s, I have the Kingsborn wires out. I don't know. Those are pretty deep. So I think for sure, I don't know which numbers these are on the side of the engine, it should say here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looks like a couple of them are okay. The second one in looks fine. Third one in's a little bit thin, but not too bad. But the first and the fourth look pretty bad. The fourth looks really bad. I'll pull the plugs out and see what they look like. They don't look terrible. I don't know what size, yeah, I don't know what size thread these are. I'll have to look into it. Well, they all look okay. Plug 4 is definitely wet. So, it smells a bit of gasoline. Guessing that indeed was not running. So, I think the rest of them are probably okay. I'll probably just try that one wire to start with and see if it runs better. But let me get the torch and hit these plugs real quick, because I'm not putting them back in like that. There was definitely moisture on the top of that one too from the car wash. Well, I'm using my gold-plated ratchet to put the plugs back in, but I don't have a gold-plated extension. This sucks. Even after fairly definitively finding a clear issue, I'm still never all that optimistic that Italian stuff will cooperate. Actually, that sounds really good. That definitely sounds like 8 cylinders. All right, let's take it for a quick drive after I put the tools away. It's better, but it's not perfect. Drive's okay, but once you idle, you get that miss. You can hear it just skipping a beat. So I don't know if that's plugs or wires, but I'm just gonna do everything again. Yeah, it's just got that miss. It's certainly better than it was. Miss is a little too off idle, but if you're gentle with it. Yeah, I don't know, but not ideal. On to part 2. Got to get rid of this caliper. Then we can do the discs and the pads. The rears actually don't look as bad as the fronts by any stretch, but we have everything and we're gonna finish it up. Gonna put that in the vise later and see if I can free it up, but yeah, there's the pad. Not super great. Gonna open up the new rotors now and the new pads, get all those in place. The hubs actually look really good. I got the set screws and the caliper bolts out. Gonna get those goosed up in anti-seize, lube up the pins a little bit. We should be in pretty good shape to throw this back together. Thing of beauty. That should be the hardest one of the bunch. I will be coming back to bleed these because obviously the caliper needs bled. All right, there's number 2. There's 3. Got the pins all lubed up. Got them anti-seized. Oof. 4th time's the charm. Then we get to, oh my God, then we get to bleed them out. Oh yeah, she is hooped. Let's get the new one on. See if it runs well without the MAF disconnected now. Of course, I didn't see that. Oh no. Oh, and it's been wrapped already too. Crap. Oh, there's nothing for it. I'm gonna have to wrap it again and then order one. That sucks. Okay, that's all back together. Let's get some brake fluid in here. Oops. Let's get this blood out. Oh, I think the battery is pretty hosed in this thing, so I've got her back on the big choo-choo mode. See if I can get her fired up here. So this is with the mass airflow connected now. Seems like I might have to top up the PS just a little bit. I guess I can do that real quick. Before I leave, the F10 is back down here for an oil change. My sister-in-law is quite a bit shorter than I am. This is such a cool car. I think this is a 2013 535i 6-speed rear-wheel drive. I did a bunch of preventative care to this thing right when they got it. So I want to say it's good to go, but we still obviously have to make sure the oil stays changed. That should be good right there. And this will be the first time ever for me changing the oil on this car where the engine's not hot, and I really like that because for whatever reason the F10 has a drain plug that faces straight down. Just dumb. God, there's very little I like more than working on a car that only I work on. The amount of times I come and do an oil change on an N-Series engine or even an M-Series engine and this thing is just cranked down to within an inch of its life. I hate it. These, once you hit the O-ring, all you really need is like a quarter turn, but literally just snug it down with like your little finger on the ratchet until it stops. They're good. Trust me. No problem with cold oil. Didn't even burn my hand. This is much better. Definitely needed changing though. I mean, it looked okay, you know, on my fingers. It was brown, but not black. But definitely do. I'm curious to see how many miles it actually had on it since its last change. I did put a reminder sticker on their windshield, so once it's done draining, we'll take a quick look at that. Super easy to spill filling this thing up, but we need to put a new oil change sticker in it, and we need to check for oil pressure, so let's do that real quick. God, of course this thing's on fumes too. 129, 630, 129, 500. Wow, I'm so proud of them. All right, let's say, I don't know, 7,500 miles probably. Well, the blower actually loosened up quite a bit. So it's either the FSU or the control panel in the dash. FSUs are cheap, so I'm gonna start there, but I can almost guarantee it's the control panel. The next thing, I came out to the trunk and this battery is hot, like dangerously hot. So I left it be for a little bit here. It's cooled back down. I've got a new battery that's just been sitting on a maintainer for a couple of years, but it is new. I'm going to swap it in. I think that is an H7 and this is an H6, but this is a great plenty, especially for a warm climate car, which this is. So let's swap this out real quick because I'm sketched out by that battery. Oh, thing of beauty. Love it.